From Green Bay, the Fox Cities, and the Lakeshore, this is CBS 5 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Just yesterday, we learned that 2 area soldiers were killed in Iraq. And now more area soldiers prepare for deployment. CBS 5's Anjanette Levy tells us family and community members held a thank you for them today.
Surrounded by veterans of wars past, friends, and family, 9 members of the 120th B Battery were praised for volunteering to serve their country. First Sergeant Dwayne Byer leads 125 men for the unit.
All of the guys are eager to get going. There's a lot of things that have to happen to the build-up and the mobilization and deployment process, and a lot of paperwork and stuff, but they're just chomping at the bit. They just want to get going.
As Byer and the others prepare for a deployment in Iraq that could last 24 months, his family supports him and another family member serving.
Sad, mixed emotions. I don't want to see him go. I have his son is over there, that's why. It's very hard to take.
Those who've come out to wish these soldiers well say they wouldn't have it any other way, but it still doesn't make saying goodbye any easier.
It's very hard. We have an idea. A lot of the veterans here have a very good idea what these young people are going to be going into.
As the soldiers spend time with their families before leaving home for nearly 2 years, their families pray for a safe return.
Very worried. Things are not the best over there, as everybody knows. But as long as the families and the communities and everybody can support them, I think that helps them know that their mission is, in the long run, to come home.
God willing, he'll come home safe.
In Shawano, Anjanette Levy, CBS 5 News.
Members of the 120th will act as security forces in Iraq. They leave for Fort McCoy on August 12th. And Dave joins us now with the first look at the weather, and it looks like we could see some rain.
We could. It's going to be really isolated, though. I think the big key is the fact that we're going to get a lot warmer and more humid, so that's going to be the operational words here for the next couple of days. Temperatures were warmer today. We hit low 80s, especially inland, although lakeshore locations were in the mid to upper 70s. Started out the day in a few places in the 40s, but mostly 50s this morning. And right now, we're still very mild in the low 70s. Dew point temperatures around 60, a south wind at 10. Yes, we do have a few showers out there, but they're very isolated and widely scattered, moving to the southeast. There's a few up across the northern sections of Minnesota. That's heading this way. Could see an isolated thunderstorm or two, I think, redevelop as we head in through the late night hours, especially right along our frontal boundary to the north of us, but we will be looking at that possibly for tomorrow afternoon as well. We'll talk more about that in a minute.
So hot is the word again.
That's going to be the key words again, right?
Okay, thanks a lot, Dave. Police in Hales Corners say a man posing as a police officer raped a woman in a park last week. The 18-year-old woman was apparently pulled over by a man driving a car that had a red bubble light on the dashboard. The man had a badge and told the woman he needed to search her car. That's when he dragged her into some bushes and raped her. Meanwhile, Janesville police are warning citizens to beware of a serial rapist. This comes days after a man awoke a woman and threatened her with a handgun. Police blame a series of 6 home invasions over the past 7 years on the same offender. Several of the invasions led to sexual assaults. Volunteers continue their search for a 67-year-old Sheboygan man missing now for nearly 2 weeks. Wah Lee was last seen at his Sheboygan home July 18th. According to family members, Lee has a heart murmur and short-term memory loss. They say he would not know how to get home if he walked even just a few blocks away. Volunteers are searching a 30-mile radius around Sheboygan. And the search continues in New York for a 13-year-old boy who went to the restroom during a Yankees game yesterday and never returned. Majalik Lewis disappeared during the 7th inning stretch of the Yankees-Angels game. His foster mother immediately reported him missing to security. Every stadium exit is monitored by security cameras, and the woman did not spot him on hours of recorded images. 2 new searches have offered no clues as to the whereabouts of an Alabama teen who disappeared in Aruba. Police and volunteers combed a landfill. That's where a witness claimed he saw men dumping a female body 2 days after Natalee Holloway vanished. Police also ordered crews to stop draining a pond after searches found no clues there. A suspect in the failed London transit bombings has reportedly said it was only intended to be an attention-grabbing strike, not a deadly one. Now, that's according to an expert familiar with the investigation. Osman Hussein reportedly told interrogators he wasn't carrying enough explosives. Reports say Hussein said the plot was to sow terror, not to kill, and was motivated by anger about the U.S.-led war in Iraq. Space Shuttle Discovery's mission is being extended by a day. NASA says the damage caused by debris during the launch was minor. Because NASA has grounded future shuttle flights, it hopes to get some extra maintenance chores done on the space station. Wisconsin's highways, buses, and trains are getting more than $4 billion from the transportation bill that was approved by Congress. The bill includes $77 million for plans to upgrade Highway 41 to an interstate between Milwaukee and Green Bay. That project includes $28 million to rebuild the bridge over Lake Butamore in Oshkosh. Republican lawmakers are saying their constitutional authority to control state spending has been wiped out by Governor Doyle's veto pen. Republicans are considering legal action to challenge a veto that handed Doyle's administrative secretary the ability to appropriate funds. Doyle crossed out words and cobbled together others from 4 sentences to do that. Lawmakers say the state constitution gives them alone the power to direct funds. The State Department of Revenue is promising to return more than $82,000 collected from people who bought cigarettes online. More than 200 people responded to the state's order to pay back taxes on the cigarettes, but Governor Doyle ordered them to stop last week. Officials say refund checks should arrive by the end of the week. The Packers Pro Shop is having trouble keeping their pink hats on the shelves. The pink Green Bay Packers caps raise money for breast cancer research and awareness programs. Yesterday, another shipment of 10,000 hats arrived, and by 2 in the afternoon, they were gone. The store expects another shipment soon. Dozens of bikers are taking a stand against domestic violence. They hit the road this morning from the Sideline Sports Bar in Green Bay. The ride is 130 miles, plus there is an auction and raffle. The money raised helps domestic violence victims.
The proceeds from today's event go to the Family Violence Center Golden House. We have a shelter. We have support groups for victims of domestic violence. We have a prevention specialist who's in the schools talking about violence.
They hope to raise more than $4,000 today. Well, area children were expressing their different cultures through art today. The 6th annual Rainbow Children's Art Festival was held at St. James Park in Green Bay. Some children showed their ethnic diversity through dance. It's a way to celebrate diversity in our community.
It's to bring our cultures together that represents Green Bay and the diversity of what it is. And this is all through the beauty of the eyes of our children.
The event was put on by the Multicultural Center. Well, it was all about catfish and country music in Greenville today. It's the 17th annual Catfish Days at Lions Park. Tonight they had a lineup of 3 country acts taking the main stage, while last night more than 2,000 people came out for the catfish races and some good fried catfish. Organizers say it's all about giving back to the community.
We can't tell the people how appreciative we are of them showing up and helping us, but we also show it by giving the money back to them and building them a beautiful park that is accessible for the public.
Montgomery Gentry was the headliner tonight. Well, scientists discovered 2 new sea creatures, and a water retention pond in De Pere has parents worried that their children won't be safe. These stories and more when we return.
Each year, one hospital does more heart surgeries than any other in Northeast Wisconsin. Performs more angioplasties than any other hospital in the region. Performs more stents, more diagnostic caths to detect heart disease. Educates more patients, trains more nurses, does more research, has more heart specialists. Saves more lives from heart attacks. Did I leave anything out? Neither did they. Welcome to Bellin Health.
Thank you. How are the O's?
Wonderful.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
The 2%? That's great. Madam?
Oh, please.
Honey Nut Cheerios. When you want something that tastes great and can help lower cholesterol.
Compliments of the chef.
The choice is obvious.
Honey Nut Cheerios. Be happy, be healthy. If you missed the big Chevy employee discount for everyone, you're in luck. We've extended the program through August 1st, giving you a second chance to take advantage of employee pricing on almost every 05 Chevy vehicle. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. Now get an 05 Trailblazer LS 4-wheel drive starting at $29,400 for a Chevy employee discount price of $23,386 after all applicable offers. See your Chevy Super dealer today.
For a good. When severe weather strikes, even state-of-the-art technology can't save lives without the experience to back it up and make it work. Tom Mahoney.
Becoming a very dangerous situation.
Dave Miller. Dana Tyler. Kristen Moore. Storm Team 5. When seconds count, you can count on the experienced team behind Storm Team 5's TrueView Doppler network to track the path of dangerous weather. Like your life depends on it. Storm Team 5, always watching.
Welcome back. There are 49 water runoff retention ponds in De Pere, but the newest one is raising concerns among neighbors. As CBS 5's Terry Kavarik reports, they want it fenced off, even though it's not required by law.
Homeowners on Jordan, Mansion, Erie, and Brush Streets knew that Atrium Estates duplex development was in their future, but they didn't expect a water runoff retention pond to be part of the project. Some neighbors with young children say the pond is too close for comfort and want some protections.
A fence around it, anything that try to keep the kids out. We got children here. A school is only a half a block away from here.
But under the law, fences or other barriers are not required. Atrium Estates owner Doreen Phillips says the Department of Natural Resources mandated the pond as part of the development. She says the pond will handle runoff from neighboring yards as well as Atrium Estates. Phillips says she's willing to partner with homeowners on a barrier, but won't build it on her own. Mike View says with kids, that's an accident in the making.
I'm afraid one of them in the middle of winter is going to cross the pond, and seeing all that salt's going to be draining in there, it's going to fall through.
Engineers say that this type of a retention pond has a built-in safety feature. This ledge here rises about 5 feet from the bottom of the pond, and the water's never really expected to go much higher than that. So anybody that accidentally falls into the pond itself is stopped by the ledge. But Mike View isn't as confident.
As you see right now, we just had a little bit of rain, and we got water from there for 2 days ago still, and it's not going to come out that easily. It's all clay under there.
Concerns the neighbors, developer, and the city will have to discuss further. Terry Kavarik, CBS 5 News, De Pere.
Of the 49 retention ponds in De Pere, only one is fenced, and that belongs to Walmart. Well, you've never seen animals like these before, and neither have scientists. Explorers have found new marine life 2 miles deep in the Arctic Ocean in water so deep and cold it's never been surveyed before. A remote-controlled submarine captured these pictures. They found a squid that peacefully glides along unseen until now, and also a cold water octopus. After a couple of cooler days, it looks like the hot, humid weather is returning, but along with it, some spotty rain. Let's head on over to the Weather Center and Dave Miller for more on what we can expect.
And we had a few clouds which built up this afternoon, provided us with a few showers. It also gave us a pretty nice sunset out there as we take a look at things from our little shoot camera. It's going to be warmer and more humid for tomorrow. I'll tell you about that after the break.
Taste is pure cinnamon sensation. Cinnamon toast crunch. Light crispy little squares of toasted wheat and rice. Baked with love, then kissed with sweet cinnamon sugar. The aroma, the taste, the legend.
Frank.
Yes.
Enough.
It was him.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Breakfast on a whole other level.
Thanks, buddy.
Who's your daddy?
I'm the daddy. You asked me to do some research on the Chrysler Group?
I'm waiting.
They have their most award-winning and freshest lineup ever. 12 vehicles with 5-star frontal crash test rating and projected to retain their value better than GM or Ford.
Yada, yada, yada.
You forgot the most important part of all, the deal.
It's Employee Pricing Plus, our employee discount plus cash allowance on Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge.
So I'd say if you can find a better car, buy it. Couldn't have said it better myself, kid.
Support Big Brothers Big Sisters and buy a raffle ticket for the Big Build.
I am supporting the storm.
I am the line in the sand.
I am the enforcer of the sea.
United States Coast Guard, see you and prepare your borders.
We are the defenders of the homeland. We are the shield of freedom. We are the United States Coast Guard.
Heed your country's call. Join the Coast Guard or Coast Guard Reserve.
Your absolute best source of information on the Green Bay Packers, how about the team's head coach? And that's just who you'll get on the Mike Sherman Show.
We'll cover what happened and why it happened.
Get Mike Sherman's unique perspective on the game, the plays, and the players who made them on the only show with the coach's name on it.
Join us every week right here on CBS 5, your official Packers station.
The Mike Sherman Show, Monday at 6:30 on CBS 5.
Well, as I mentioned before the break, we did have a few showers which popped up here and there across central Wisconsin, and they have been continuing off and on. Very spotty, but they are showing up on the radar, and a few over Lake Michigan, and there's some just to the west of Green Bay and right in the vicinity of Appleton and extending out to the west. The showers and much stronger thunderstorms that we had earlier this afternoon across the Upper Peninsula, those continue to weaken as they've been moving off to the east. So far, we haven't seen any lightning out of this recently, so we're okay there, I think, for the time being, but we may see a few thunder showers pop up as we head in through the overnight hours as well. Let's take a look at Little Chute facing the other direction. This evening we have temperatures right now which are right around 70 degrees. Dew point temperatures have dropped back to about 60. Southeasterly winds at 9, and that's helping to bring up some of the more humid weather that we're going to be seeing here for the next couple of days. 60s and 70s are the temperatures across the region, but as we take a look at some of the other numbers across the rest of the state, look how mild it is back in the southwest and the west. Temperatures are in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees even at this hour, and we'll kick in the dew point temperatures, and they're awfully high as well in the western half of the state, upper 60s to close to 70 degrees. So that makes things pretty humid and rather uncomfortable, and that's what's going to be heading this way as we head into the next couple of days, starting tomorrow. And if we take a look at the map, part of the reason for that, strong south winds going to be bringing up all the warm and humid conditions. This warm front is going to stall out right along the Wisconsin-Michigan border. So the showers and thunderstorms that develop are going to be developing right around that as we head into the next day or two. I don't think they're going to be very widespread. They're going to be kind of isolated, widely scattered. And as we put our true view into motion, it does indicate one or two that it's going to be drifting through here late tonight, early tomorrow morning, even around the Green Bay area. But I think for the most part, we start to clear skies out by midday tomorrow and look for some sunshine, and we're going to get back into the heat and humidity as temperatures warm back up to around 90 or so for the next few days. We start to get a break as we head into Wednesday and into Thursday as temperatures then drop down into the 80s and even 70s, I think, as we head into the next weekend. But there you see the warmth and humidity again. Century mark temperatures across the Plain States, at least 90 degrees as we head into the Badger State for tomorrow. So humid, few showers, a couple of thunderstorms here and there. 60s will be our start tomorrow morning, a south wind at 5 to 10. Hazy, humid, few storms here and there, especially in the early morning hours, and we may see a few again late in the day. Temperatures 80s along the lakeshore, low to mid 90s as you head further inland, and a south wind at 10 to 15. Here's what it looks like then for the next 7 days. 91 on Monday, 90 on Tuesday, and then into the 80s from the middle part of the week. A pretty good chance for some showers and thunderstorms as we head into Thursday, and that's going to bring about some cooler temperatures, less humid conditions, more tolerable weather, if you want to call it that, mid to upper 70s for Friday and Saturday. And it looks like at this point a pretty good weekend ahead.
Good.
I always look ahead, about 5-6 days ahead.
We're not even done with this weekend
we'll get done with this weekend. Hey, let's look at the next one.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dave. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? Jim Dreyer tried 5 times to swim across Lake Superior with no success. Monday will be his latest attempt to cross the Great Lake without a support crew. Dreyer will pull all of his supplies and navigational equipment behind him in a dinghy for 3 days. Well, the Brewers were looking to break their 3-game slide against the Giants tonight, and the Packers' first-round pick, Aaron Rodgers, wasn't participating in training camp today, but He could be soon. Bert Griffin will have that and more next in sports.
You can haul almost anything in a Toyota truck.
I haul tools,
dirt bikes, sheetrock. Bring it in the full-size Tundra with a payload of 2,025 pounds.
Back it up.
Or drive a Tacoma, Motor Trend's 2005 Truck of the Year.
Unbreakable.
Next time you have a big job to haul, do it in a Toyota truck.
Once I hauled the whole state of Illinois. How do you think Canada got there?
Get zero financing or up to $2,000 cash on Tundra, or zero financing or $1,750 cash on 4Runner. Toyota, moving forward.
Here they come!
Can you confirm the rumors?
Is it true that you and your moms agree on something?
It's true. We like checks. And our moms like that we like it.
Even without neon colors and marshmallow puffs?
Yep, we eat checks.
Yeah, you are aware that Chex has whole grain.
They have holes in the grain.
And is low in sugar.
It is?
There's one cereal they like that you want them to like. Chex. Everyone's in the same square.
What's with all the cameras? Paparazzi.
Hey, Jared here. You know what really fries me? The way so many fast food places mess with chicken. By deep frying it and slathering it in batter, it really changes the taste. That's why I love Subway restaurants. They prepare their chicken to be, well, chicken. No deep frying here. Like this tasty oven roasted chicken breast sub. It's one of their 7 sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less. Imagine, prepared fresh with your choice of fresh veggies and toppings on freshly baked bread. Now that's how chicken should be. Subway, eat fresh.
Start the day with a splash. Train on the blue.
Moving to the horizon.
Splash. Train on the blue.
Now you're flying again.
It just feels better with an Aqua Velva, man. Introducing Aqua Velva Ice Balm Aftershave. Alcohol-free, vitamin-infused. Skincare from A to V.
Millions of American families rely on Ford. Right now, Ford invites you to join the Ford Family Plan and pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. Until August 1st, you'll get our discounts on the entire family of Ford SUVs in stock, including Explorer, America's best-selling SUV. Now get a Ford Explorer 4x4 for just $24,739. That's over $8,100 in savings on America's most trusted SUV. No hassles, no gimmicks. Visit your local Ford store today, and welcome to the family.
Earlier today, Mike Sherman said that Aaron Rodgers' holdout was based on the length and structure of his deal, and it appears that both sides have decided what's best for him, at least for now, is to have Rodgers in camp tomorrow. The team announced that Packers' first-round pick tonight signed a contract. He'll be on the practice field on Sunday. Terms aren't out just yet, but given the current format of most deals, Rodgers' salary should be in the 5 years and more than $25 million range with incentives similar to what the Bills quarterback J.P. Lossman received last year. As far as the other holdouts heading into the day, defensive tackle Grady Jackson, again at practice, did some light work without the pads on, but his stance hasn't changed. In Bubba Frank's absence, backup tight end Benny Steele, taking quite a few reps, seems to be making the most of his opportunities. Both of the offensive guard spots still up for grabs, with Atlas Harrion and Gray Rugemer getting the nod today, running with the first group. Same goes for the defensive backfield, where Earl Little rotated in with the ones instead of Arturo Freeman. When it comes to all those positions and more, nothing yet decided, of course, and won't be for most of training camp.
You never know what's the right combination, and until you work through them. And we have time in the preseason. We certainly don't need to determine that at this time. I mean, you never know. You make a starter, then he gets hurt, and then you go back to somebody. I don't like going back to anybody. They're all starters. They're all trying to beat the starter, and then we'll whittle that down later in the process and make that decision probably either before or right after our last preseason game.
For over a decade, Brett Favre has been the leader of the Packers offense. And from Reggie White to Leroy Butler and Darren Sharper, the defense has also had a vocal captain. So just who will that guy be this season? Ryan Popke may have the answer.
Traditionally, the middle linebacker is supposed to be the leader.
And hit from behind by Barnett. Dip Thomas Jones, right side, hit by Barnett. Harrington being chased by Nick Barnett. Hit and colored out of bounds by Barnett.
In this situation, I hope, I can be a good leader for this team.
Coming off a season in which the defense ranked 25th in total yards allowed, the Green and Gold are searching for a leader. And the Packers coaching staff and players believe they may have found one.
Nick Barnett, being the bell cow in the middle of the defense and being a leading tackler, I think will step forward even more so. I know he's an emotional player anyways, but more so from a leadership position.
You know, he's a great player, and as the Mike linebacker, he's the one that makes the calls in the huddle, and, you know, he does a good job of that.
Barnett is the first player to lead the Packers in tackles during his first 2 seasons, and he now has a chance to make history by becoming the first to lead the team in that same category 3 straight years.
Every year you feel, you know, pressure to step it up as a defensive unit, you know, especially when you got, you know, Brett Favre on the other side of the ball. You know he can make something happen, so all we got to do is get him the ball. And we got all the people, the naysayers, saying that we're not supposed to have a good defense this year, so we definitely feel that pressure. You know, it's all loaded on our shoulders, so we're ready to go out there and take it head on.
With 296 tackles during his first 2 years with the Packers, Barnett's play speaks for itself. But if he needs to speak up even more this season to help lead the defense, that's exactly what he'll do.
I always believe to lead by example, you know, but if there is a situation that calls for a vocal leadership, then yeah, I feel like it's in my hands to step up and do it, you know. So, but, you know, as you guys know and everybody knows, I'm a guy that leads by example. You know, I finish on the play and you never miss a workout, that type of guy. So, but if they need me to step up and be a vocal leader, I can be that as well. I have no problem with that. You know, now that I gained confidence and had a couple years under my belt.
In Green Bay, Ryan Popke, CBS 5 Sports.
Thank you, Ryan. This is basically the time of year last year when the Brewers faded into oblivion. But so far, that hasn't been the case after the All-Star break. Still playing competitive. Benny Sheets on the mound tonight. Game 3 against the Giants. Benny, good stuff working in the third. At 96-mile-an-hour heater. Sheets scattering 6 hits, 8 strikeouts on the night. Brewer bats also going to work. Bases loaded in the 6th. Jeff Jenkins stays hot. Well, that was early on. That was Brady Clark with a little RBI knocked and tied up at 1. Here's Jenks. Ripper down into the corner, folks, and when the bags are juiced, that'll clear them all. 4-1. Then in the 8th, 2 on for Wes Helms, pinch hitting and hitting well. 3-run Jack made it 7-1. Milwaukee pulls back to within 3 games of 500 with the 7-1 win. Cubs at home hosting Arizona, and somehow, I guess, well, let's see, the White Sox hanging tough. They're the best team in the American League right now, taking on the Orioles. Rafael Palmeiro, 6th inning, game tied at 4. Yeah, that's his 569th homer of the season, though. A.J. Pierzynski does one better, a 3-run job in the 8th. Your final score in this one, White Sox go on to beat the O's 9-6 is the final. So, Cubs, hey, they were down at Wrigley. I guess that guy's taking some pictures, and Nefi Perez is hitting some baseballs into left field. The double will score Michael Barrett. That gives the Cubs a 1-0 lead, but late in the game, tied at 2. Oh, no, there it goes. Cubs fall to Arizona tonight. 3-2 is your final. Tomorrow, final edition of Sports Extra, as you can tell, with the Aaron Rodgers signing today and the opening of Packer training camp. Pretty soon it will be all football.
All Packers.
That's right.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yep.
Stay with us. Dave will be back in a second.
The taste is pure cinnamon sensation. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Light, crispy little squares of toasted wheat and rice. Baked with love, then kissed with sweet cinnamon sugar. The aroma, the taste, the legend.
Frank.
Yes.
And now.
It was him.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Breakfast on a whole other level.
Thanks, buddy.
Who's your daddy?
I'm the daddy.
With all of Wisconsin's personal injury law firms, do you know which firm has more attorneys and the best lawyers in America? And which firm was chosen to lead the lawsuit against big tobacco companies? Or which winning law firm gets paid only when you win, the same as other firms? And that only one personal injury firm has recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for Wisconsin families for over 70 years. And that same firm has created a charitable fund to help our communities. That law firm is Habish, and Rotier. Why choose anyone else?
Help support the Oshkosh Public Museum by attending their anniversary gala September 17th.
I'm proud to build trucks and SUVs to a higher standard.
Professional grade.
I'm proud to build the world's most powerful V8 pickups.
The most powerful mid-size SUVs.
The most powerful full-size SUVs.
And I'm proud to offer something we've never done before.
Our very own employee discount. You pay what we pay.
Not a cent more.
Get an 05 Envoy 4-wheel drive SLE for just $26,885 with your employee discount. See your select GMC dealers today.
There are two big questions a man has to ask in life. One you plan out for months. The other just slips out when you're half drunk at some bar.
Will you marry me?
You want to go out sometime?
Of course, you idiot! You crossed my boyfriend.
Presenting a comedy about the search for true love.
Wait for it. Nice.
And the friends that help you find it.
You should have kissed her. Not if you don't get the signal. Did Marshall get me the signal?
No. How I Met Your Mother, CBS Mondays this fall.
Storm Team 5's TrueView Doppler Network. Like seeing tomorrow's weather today. Using the power of our local TrueView Doppler in multiple Doppler locations, Storm Team 5 offers the area's most advanced weather technology possible to accurately track the path of dangerous weather hours before it reaches your front door. The Storm Team 5 Doppler Network cuts to the heart of developing storms across town or hundreds of miles away, providing the advanced warning you need to prepare and stay safe. Storm Team 5, always watching.
Men's clothing provided by the Haberdasher Limited, 500 South Washington Street, Green Bay.
And Dave is back with a final look at the weather, and it looks like two words, hot and humid.
Yeah, for tonight, there are a couple of hit and miss showers out there, but really very isolated to widely scattered, and we're going to see up to the north, really nothing yet. We could see some showers and develop and some thunderstorms develop later on tonight up along that boundary up near the Wisconsin-Michigan border, but you can see our humidity, it's going to be with us for the next couple of days or so. Nothing going to change there. Maybe by the middle of the week, we'll see a little bit of a change. Boaters for tomorrow, less than 2-foot waves for both Lake Michigan and Lake Superior. Southwesterly winds about 5 to 15 knots, and temperatures tomorrow are going to be right up there in the upper 80s to low 90s for highs.
So it wouldn't be a bad day to be on the water tomorrow.
No, it wouldn't be. Good day, yeah.
One more thing tonight. Now, cardboard and water don't usually mix very well together. You get soggy cardboard. However, some people think it's a great combination. The 19th annual World Championship cardboard boat races were held today in Arkansas. Hundreds turned out to watch as contestants vie for the Pride of the Fleet Award or the notorious Titanic Award. The annual event ended with the Cardboard Boat Demolition Derby. That looks like a lot of fun. Thanks for watching CBS 5 News. Have a wonderful evening.